The officials, they've all got championship history. Oglesby, Kemble, Groover, congratulations to the three of them for drawing this prestigious assignment. And let's get it going here for the title. Now the journey, it ends right here tonight.
Jim Nance, Grant Hill in Houston. Yes, let's go. A little minute. A lot of activity, a lot of cutting and screening by Uconn.
After 66 games played, these two teams, the last two that go after it as Newton comes around a screen and lost it on the way in, and it's going to stay this way with 10 on the clock.
And since February 1st, San Diego State's defense has been #1 in the nation efficiency-wise, but it will be tested here with all that movement you discussed earlier, Ralph.
Pace is important, Jim. They want to slow it down a little bit. Woo-woo for Uconn.
Here's Hawkins. He pulls up, fires it, just like he did Saturday. He hits his opening shot of the game.
It's amazing what fluids can do for that body, huh? Goodness, he looked fresh in warm-ups, Grant.
He really did.
Nixon now gives it to Bradley, who also is off to a hot start in the semifinal game. That's Butler. Oh, take it right up where we left off. This time a three.
And when you hit a game winner, that confidence is riding high.
33% from deep.
Nothing but net again. Jackson lost it for a moment, retrieves.
Interesting for Uconn. Jackson on a little curl play here for Newton in the backcourt final. Oh, what a save. I guess he stepped on the line.
Backcourt violation.
And talking about getting some mileage, Hawkins coming off of a screen in a dribble handoff, and he's gotten better off the bounce, Raph. 1-2 dribble pull up, and right back at you. Butler showing some range on his first possession.
It'll be Butler with Hawkins eyeing him.
Mostly on the perimeter. Nice screen across. A little America's play screen to screener.
Butler looking for a lane, splits defenders, on the floor, needs help. And, it's going to stay at this end. It slipped out of the hands of Jackson. I guess there was enough of a possession change. They'll get 30 on the clock.
Yeah, I thought Hawkins committed a foul there on that little dribble drive.
Well, right now they're letting them play a little bit. We talk about how are the officials going to call this game? Are they going to let them be physical, which in theory should work to the Aztecs' advantage?
Letting him breathe a little bit, let him enjoy. Unless it's a harsh commitment. They're checking on the clock, Jim, for that reason. How about
well, they're going to change it now. They're going to say just 3.5.
No possession.
Okay.
Well, Tracy was talking about his phone blowing up. He keeps playing like this. His bank account's going to blow up.
He's going to need 2 phones. This is a big change right here. So trying to explain things to Brian Dutcher at the far end.
Watch the corner jumper.
Oh, now they're going back to 20. Look at this, Rand.
Wow, interesting.
Okay, so time here for the Aztecs to operate. Butler needs help. Goes outside to Johnson, who looks up, head fake on Caravan. Feeds the corner, and that's another three.
How about that, Trammell, huh?
Trammell,
Goodness.
the MOP of the regional, who hit the winning free throw to bring them to Houston.
Small in stature, big in heart, though, that kid. Well, baseline bumps. Snoke hasn't gotten a touch till now.
They want Ncaa to be ever so careful to not draw a foolish first foul, is how they call it. That's something they are concerned with, especially against the size of Sanogo, who hits his first shot.
And right there, that was good defense. Ncaa did a great job contesting on that hook, but Sanogo, wow, getting it done.
Big thing defensively, they didn't have to help.
That bounce pass, but it's shut off as Sanogo came over to help out on Caravan.
A little double late.
And Johnson on the board as well.
And now he's coming away from the traffic, too, on that double. This is a key match, I think, right here. He's got to turn the corner, break it down a little bit.
So much for the jitters. Championship night, 5 for 5 combined from the floor to start.
Now, see, Jim, everybody can stay at home now. Because Ncaa's such a good defender. Maybe a dig here and there.
drops. Go outside to Newton. That's off the mark.
Look at the checkouts.
And Ncaa, he did, didn't he? They were able to clear out Uconn.
Bradley loves that step-back jumper. Ncaa can make about a 15-footer.
It's all air that time. Now Newton racing ahead. That's Trammell who knocked it out of his hands.
Nice cut.
To Jackson.
Constant movement right there. Jackson always seems to be in the right place at the right time. And Uconn, that's where they thrive, Raph, in transition.
This is where he is tough. Side saddle jumpers, little drive.
Top score for the Aztecs, and he gets the roll and bounce.
Forced him to put it on the deck.
Matt Bradley, who had a big game against Florida Atlantic with 21.
Trammell really ragging pretty good.
And Sanogo trying to power his way to the bucket. They got a whistle.
I think Ncaa with the reach in.
They're going to charge it to Bradley.
Oh, with the dig.
By the way, CBS Sports Galazzo Network is a first-of-its-kind free channel dedicated to global soccer coverage. Find it on the CBS Sports app, Pluto TV, Paramount Plus, launching on April 11th.
Tough shot. Look at that D, but he counters. Wow. A little kiss. Fig Newton.
We've had, now, so far in this game, 8 total baskets by 8 different players. So everybody getting warmed up impressively, and that one's not going to go for Bradley.
Went under on the screen and ducked it. A little run out.
Too far for Caravan. Newton thought he might have had just the right touch on it, but it'll belong to the Aztecs. We reach our first break in Houston. Newton with 2 turnovers at the start. Meanwhile, San Diego State not turning it over in the first sequence. To the under 16, 4 out of 6 from the floor. They have Butler bringing it up. A rope's on the floor for them, and he brings them a lot, number 33.
Bradley very good coming off screens on that baseline.
Here is a rope. A rope into the paint, flips it short. Off the floor, and it's going the other way.
And in that possession, Uconn opting to play one-on-one in the post against a rope there, staying home with shooters. San Diego State knocking down 2 threes thus far.
That was a foul call on a rope.
Oh, interesting.
An undersized physical specimen, I might add. A rope. Hawkins keeps busy. Pours switches and help.
Newton, what are they gonna call it? A charge.
I don't agree with that one. I don't know if he ever got there.
I thought he dropped his left shoulder a little bit on that drive. Maybe not. No, actually, that left elbow looks like he extended it a bit there.
Gene?
I've got a blocking foul on the play, guys, is what I have.
Yeah.
I don't think offense initiated the contact enough. I think the defensive player's moving toward the dribbler when the contact occurs. I would have taken a block.
Thank you,
bang,
Gene.
bang play, though.
Thank you, Gene. I'll pick that check up later.
Goes as a first foul on Newton and his 3rd turnover already.
Jackson on Bradley. Got to stay close. He likes to bounce and get that sidestep 3. Nice roll to the goal. Who's there?
Underneath, but Sanogo.
And he's
It's
everywhere.
off a rope. How about Sanogo putting into that idea?
On the open, we talked about his offensive footwork. Defensively, he has become attuned, alert, in the right spot. Some elevation, to say nothing of his strength.
Uconn with that deep bench, still with the 5 starters on the floor right now.
And Seiko on the floor now, great shooter.
Sanogo,
Little hook.
there it is, up and over Ncaa.
He just loads up, carves out territory. Very tough to get around and deny.
Here's Ncaa, giving it up to Seiko.
Standstill shooter.
Underneath, after getting blocked, this time it rolls off the rim. And blocked by Caravan. A rope, looking for a foul that's not there. Meanwhile, there's gonna be a foul call here on Seiko.
He got hurt too. Newton got jammed up, but Sanogo, how impressive is he? His work habits are incredible. Don't do your homework early. You're going to pay mightily.
Well, Dan Hurley does a great job of running sets to get him wide open looks there, and his ceiling in the touch, and obviously getting out in transition. Really the only way to slow them down, to foul them in the open court sometimes.
How about how hard the Huskies are making the Aztecs from down low and on the inside? Could be easy buckets. They're not giving them anything.
Well, they're pushing it too. Even if you don't get a fast break, you got plenty of time to run your offense. This is the guy that passes and finds people. How about
Off
that?
the floor with it. That ball hit a leg, and Sanogo lost a shoe, but he's got his third basket already.
Action Jackson just creates things for this team.
Klingon in for Uconn, the 7'2" freshman.
What a beautiful pocket pass. A little deflection there against the leg, but the spacing so good. San Diego State stays attached to their shooters there, so a lot of action inside. Sanogo taking advantage.
Uconn also brings in Naheem Aline, number 4. So watch Klingon. He's on Ladie, who's seeing some action. Had a big game on Saturday. Here he goes.
They're going to drive him. They love to post him up. Tough to get a shot off against Klingon. What they got? They got a foul? No, 3 seconds. Wow. That's the first I've seen all season.
I was going to say, when's the last time you saw a 3-second call? We haven't seen one the whole tournament. I know that.
No, exactly. This is what he does. Look, he holds his place, stays big. Big influence.
Gene agreed with the calls. We look down the row here, and that's
reflection.
Now, last touched by Butler. Little 6-0 run right now by Uconn.
But they get into you though, Jim and Grant, defensively, the Aztecs. And you got to be careful with the ball.
Well, Uconn in their half-court set, they run such great pace. It's hard to be physical. They're moving around 100 miles an hour.
Look at this play. What a curl. Not a good finish, but what a great set.
A rope up ahead. Seiko. Rope. You don't want to give it up. Stepping back, Parrish.
That's his game. He hunts shots.
Yeah, he hit some threes in the second half of that comeback.
Look at Klingon run.
Oh, he walked.
Made that bad pass.
And he got a charge instead.
It led the big guy right into it. You got to read ahead as a perimeter guy. It really puts him in a bad position right here.
Looked like he walked before maybe the charge.
Which would have been the better call for the Huskies. But
look at him run the floor.
I think you might be right on the walk. But
give credit to Butler. They're taking the charge on the big guy.
Yeah, but paying the price, you got to protect your guy.
Excuse me, Seiko.
You got to read ahead.
Gene, did that walk happen before the charge?
Yeah, I think it did. He took an extra step in there, and I think we did have a travel before the run over, but it is definitely a charge if he doesn't have the walk.
Ncaa on the floor now with a lot of energy. This is the shoot. 75% of his shots over his career, Seiko, are threes.
Ladie fade away. Off the mark, tap to the corner by Newton.
And Ladie's not going to be able to back down Klingon. He's got to face him up and use his quickness.
Long drought now by the Aztecs without scoring. Over 4 minutes.
Very tough to beat him with the bounce, too. He's got a little hook game, turnaround jump shot, nice kick.
Sets up a lead. And that's Newton, keeps it at this end. Ncaa puts it up and it rattles out. Ladie looks around. Will he challenge the big man? No. They'll take the outside three, and it's off the mark. All Uconn around the ball.
Falling in love with that three-point shot. Nothing in the paint right now for the Aztecs.
He does. I think it's Klingon's presence as well. That drop defense, prohibitive.
No points for either side in over 2 minutes, but 5 minutes for San Diego State.
Now they do get in droughts.
Ncaa with 5 to shoot.
Pretty
Feeds it to Klingon.
How about that drive draw? You're in Neverland as a defender. Big fella, a little bit large at the rim.
8-0 run by Uconn.
Well, one of the few times I've gotten in the lane, too. Uconn.
Ladie on the way in. Ball was mishandled. And again, the Huskies race ahead with Caravan taking it in and up. No. Going to have a block call against San Diego State. And let's go over to Tracy.
You've held San Diego State without a basket for over 5 minutes here. What did you tighten up defensively?
Well, I thought they made some hard shots to start. I thought we were a little bit soft defensively. And then obviously, you know, this is a big spot. So some things kind of go on in the beginning of the game that are uncharacteristic.
You told me you take this 4 minutes by 4 minutes. What will the next 4 minutes mean for you?
Yeah, just getting kind of, you know, having that variety on offense. Obviously, they're pressuring us out of the scoring area. As the game wears on, I think that pressure, you know, will disintegrate a little bit, and we'll be able to, you know, play more fluidly offensively.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Dan Hurley in his 5th year at Uconn. He says that Jim Calhoun and Gino Riem have both been great to him, trying to become the 3rd consecutive head coach for the Huskies to win a national title. That's pretty remarkable when you take the architect, of course, the father of it all, Jim Calhoun, and Kevin Ollie won a title in 14.
Hey, what a job Jim did too, no question about it. He came in, expectations were not what they became. Boy, they are just loaded up the last 15, 20 years. Wouldn't you agree? No offense to the Duke program. I want to ruin your night here.
Dan Hurley's done a fantastic job. They will be in contention for many years to come with the job that he's done.
I mean, Final Four in Houston. You look at Calhoun in 2011, some similarities coming out of the West. They played San Diego State in the tournament and beat them in the Sweet 16 round in 11. That was Kawhi Leonard's last college game. And both were unranked in the AP preseason, and yet made their way to the championship night. The Huskies won it in 11 here. There's Ncaa short off the front of the rim. Bouncing up to get it is Trammell.
Trouble finding where to go. Dribble drive's important.
Oh my goodness, up ahead. Joey Calcaterra, no. Seiko saves it somehow. Bounce pass. Was a smart play there to get it away from Newton. Johnson flips it, and he's going to shoot foul shots.
Smart play there by Johnson. When you go against a shot blocker, you don't try to avoid him. You attack him right through the chest, make the officials
Tell you
call
what,
a foul right there. And
I didn't agree with the call, though.
well, he was moving. Yeah,
I just thought he did his great job.
he did a good job walling up there, but I like the effort by Johnson attacking the shot blocker.
That's the second on Klingon. Remember, he got called for the charge. So, Johnson hits the first.
Pretty comfortable when you've got Sanogo coming in for Klingon, though.
How about that?
A lot of fouls there to give.
Sanogo, who's hit his first 3 shots tonight and has been over 70% for the tournament.
Well, speaking of comfortable, right now UConn's been very comfortable in their offensive sets. The Aztecs have to make them disrupt their flow.
Interesting group right now. A lot of perimeter guys in Sanogo. A lot of dribble drive.
Newton in the air, didn't know what to do with it.
He's got 3 turnovers already. He's got to be careful.
That one fortunate, it got tapped right back to him. Now with 3, he shoots. Tapped around, and Seiko says, I'll take it.
Well, again, look at Jackson right in the mix, and they got possession arrow with San Diego State.
Seiko, the winningest player in San Diego State basketball history. Senior from Boston. As you've alluded to, Bill, he can shoot the 3, just hasn't had a chance to get any open looks here in Houston.
Well, he's a catch and shoot guy, so he's not able to blow by anybody.
Well, UConn also great at guarding against the three-point line, guarding the arc, one of the best in all of college basketball.
Haven't made a basket in their last 9 shots. In fact, that last time down the floor, they got the 2 free throws to break a 6-minute-plus stretch without scoring.
They got to get Parrish going a little bit. He's an offensive threat on the floor right now.
With Klingon out the game, post up.
And that one bouncing around and into the hands of Hawkins. Oh, for their last 10. That's open. He's not going to take it, though.
He knows once in a while he can bite you.
Aline up and in.
This is where they are tough. 9 deep with talent. Aline. Southpaw stroke and a piece of the lane.
San Diego State trying to find someone to provide points. And that one's tipped away. That was Jackson from behind who forced it. They're out of sync at that end, have been for now almost 8 minutes.
Hawkins got to get busy a little bit. Nice pass, Sanogo. There you go.
Ncaa was trying to block it.
Nice 2-man play, and that is his forte. Goodness.
Timeout called by Coach Dutcher.
Those stomach pains now, huh? Free and easy. Ball fake. Sanogo doing it all. And why not? Hawkins finishes with a little kiss in Houston.
14-2 stretch the last 7.5 minutes. What's happening here?
Well, it's been textbook on both ends, defensively and offensively. The tempo, the speed, the pace, really getting out in transition, making cuts, just not letting San Diego State field them or disrupt them at all. And then organized chaos with a purpose, getting to the rim, finding the big fella. Really, whatever they want, Raph, on the offensive end, Dan Hurley's team getting it done.
And check those numbers out. But Grant, you were saying earlier, you know, you want to push the ball. You may not get fast breaks, but you collapse the defense, and that's what they do. They're energized, get into their sets. They're quick hitters. Uconn offense, pretty darn good. Struggle at this end for the Aztecs.
Last 7 minutes, 42 seconds, 0 field goals and 5 turnovers for the Aztecs.
That one rattles out for Bradley, and is one shot and go for the Huskies.
And that was Sanogo showing on that ball screen, recovering. Magnificent. Watch Hawkins. He keeps busy, screens and pops. A little Rip Hamilton, huh?
Hey, trained with him in the summer. Here's a lean, and he gets the soft bounce.
And you can't focus on one guy with this team. So many people can step up and make plays for the Huskies.
And they had lifted the big Sanogo, too. Plenty of room to roam.
Just no answers at this end for the Aztecs.
This is their favorite play. Screen, dribble, handoff, the duck in.
Ncaa, again short.
The guards rebound for this Husky team.
Vince has missed his first 4 tonight.
A pretty good recovery there. They had a little slapback jumper for Hawkins. Hawkins always busy with the curl.
That's off the mark. And the Aztecs, as Uconn gets back quickly on defense. Bradley going to take it, though.
Tough shot. They got a foul on 3.
By Hawkins.
Intruded on the landing.
Welcome back to the Final Four. Coach, you said connected on offense. That's what you needed to be in this game. You haven't been able to do that so far. How do you get something going offensively?
I mean, we've got some good looks. Their length at the rim has bothered us. We've had some good pocket passes, couldn't finish at the rim. So we have to finish at the rim or shot fake or kick it out. But their length has bothered us around the rim.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So right. Thank you, Tracy. They are really creating problems with their length.
Well, the interesting aspect of it is that they kick. Everybody's staying at home. They can play individually in the box area. But Grant, we talked the other day, they run a ball screen on one side of the floor and a duck in. They haven't done it once on the other block. You know, Ladie or other bigs.
3 coming. First one goes for Bradley. Well, Brian Dutcher, when we met with him all the way back last Tuesday, he told us this team, because here they are down again. This team is unafraid. He said, my team is fearless.
You had mentioned earlier in the game your coach's son. Goodness, he's been on that bench in major tournaments. NCAA finals.
Yeah, part, of course, valuable part. Just completely connected with Steve Fisher. The 89 championship team. Associate head coach then for the teams as well that went to the 92 and 93 championship game. There is Coach Fisher. And I talked about Jim Calhoun as the architect, the father. This is the father right here, if you will, of San Diego State basketball.
And a true gentleman. Sanogo loading up, and what an entry. I don't know why he went to that side, but he got the foul anyhow, Grant.
He had great position there. The floor was so spread, no help at all. And just the multiple ways they find Sanogo, it's so impressive. Doing his work early, fighting inside. And you're right, he could have just gone straight up, but he did draw the foul.
Yep, and that's Mince's first. Took him 13 minutes into the game before he drew his first.
If you were coaching, you would take him out of the game for that mistake, probably.
Sanogo to shoot. By the way, this week, watch Masters live on the CBS Sports app and streaming on Paramount Plus for coverage of featured groups, Amen Corner and holes 15 and 16. The Masters, the tradition, unlike any other. Straight ahead.
All the people you promised tickets to,
Yeah, what
do you
about that?
come through for any?
You know the answer to that. I have none.
Impossible. Again, nothing with the dribble drive.
It's the length also of the perimeter combined with the speed.
Individual D is extraordinary. And look at the help and the recovery.
Parrish down on the blocks. Caravan is behind Ncaa.
Good
He wants it.
Oh,
and he
what are you
saved
passing
one pass
for?
he didn't need to make.
Shoot it.
He had a good look. He had Caravan. It looked like
Look at
better
Jackson.
angle, and now there's Hawkins. Oh my goodness, what a shot that
Are
was!
you serious?
That's all Jackson, though. The push and then the curl off, but the
shot.
slap out. The shot's impossible, but just love Jackson.
First three of the night for the Huskies.
They almost had a backdoor with Ledee.
Over 10 minutes without a field goal. Can Parrish end it?
Nice rebound.
Put it right back up. Have a chance. Oh, gonna head to the line. Ncaa.
And the motor on this guy, you're right, Jackson setting that up, but look at this shot. Contested, deep three off the bounce, quick trigger, and gets approval from the bench there.
Now you see a lot of guys NBA do. He gets his feet set and his release as quick as any.
But he picked up a second foul right after that shot. Fouling Ncaa. Ncaa, who's the senior out of Ghana. He's already got his diploma. He's working through the business school on his MBA. Had a great visit with him yesterday.
Was he talking about he had a winning goal in soccer? That was the highlight of his career?
Yeah.
Quit soccer because they made him play goalie. Didn't want to play goalie.
Nice follow. They come up empty. Look at Sanogo's strength.
He can defend a basketball goal, though. I know that. He's
He can.
second all-time in block shots in school history.
First, we're talking to Elijah One played soccer. Patrick
Ewing.
Yeah.
22 possessions, 4 field goals. They all came early. And now again, over 10 minutes has elapsed since they made a shot from the field.
But again, only 11 down because they are tenacious on the defensive end. Extending the pressure. Got to get it over the timeline.
Got it by a second.
But they do run. Caravan's
Look at
got
Caravan.
range. How about that one, though?
Oh, look at the bounce. And that's Sanogo fighting for it. It's going to stay this end.
And look at Sanogo, 2 guys from the Aztec fighting with him. His strength, his desire right there, and not to be denied, but
Look at his strength.
look at this, holding off 2 guys. Multiple efforts there by the big fella. Why he's been so dominant this tournament.
Such a gentle guy to talk to. Again, the speed, the duck in.
There he is.
What are you going to that side for, big fella? Just power up. A shoe on the floor again.
San Diego State has numbers. They got Seiko. That's what he likes to do.
Goodness, that's a great look for him too, Jim.
He's going to stay with the Aztecs.
Probably the best shot, cleanest look they've had in quite some time, unable to convert, but
Second Husky now coming out of a shoe here in the first half.
I'm impressed that he kept playing. 1 shoe on in a sock, that's pretty scary.
It's an amazing stretch to think you're only 11 down because you've gone now over 11 minutes. Maybe this will end it. There it is.
Nice use. And they moved Sanogo out the last couple of trips. I think it's a good movement there.
11:08 will be in the books. Tells the story here to this point in the first half.
Notice the rhythm isn't the same with Hawkins out of the game, but he's taken over this kid. Triple-double machine.
Well, Newton just using his size, getting down into the paint against the smaller Trammell.
Driving in.
Can't get by that guy, Jackson.
There's Newton taking off again after the turnover. Driving in, laying it in for 2 more.
I'll tell you what, that was 1 against 4 in one moment. The blow-by.
It's a 13-point lead, and remember, this was a San Diego State team that had to come back from 14 down in the semifinal in the second half.
And they may have found something here. Nice denial. Look at Sanogo. Goodness. Footwork, denial, deflection.
You're right on here. One-man fast break, the speed, the length. No one from San Diego State can stop, and this team converting off turnovers, one of the best.
From El Paso to El Fumo.
And
Quick
Newton,
to the rim.
who all he wanted to do when he picked up a basketball was be better than his brother. That's what motivated him. His brother who plays at Southern Illinois. And there's the shot with 4 on the shot clock. He took it. Trammell beat it outside. Newton's on a hot shot. Newton's got another one, this time a 3.
And once again, Jackson with the push. Collapses the D. A little slap back in rhythm. Knockdown.
Sure, his brother Juwan's cheering him on tonight. As he's gotten hot and expanded this lead to 16 from the outside. And finally, San Diego State able to do something. They got the shot in the lane by Trammell, now the 3 by Butler.
But that's not their game. Their game is in the paint, being effective, getting downhill, drawing fouls, and unable to do so here.
I like this set. He gets Sanogo to nice
Oh, that's Trammell taking it away. They're trying to feed Newton. Newton tries to get the block, and it rolls off the rim. Calcaterra knows they have numbers.
They sure do.
Oh, good pass.
Back out to him for the 3. Yes!
That's all Jackson. This
What a
kid.
turnaround, though. They had a bucket at the other end that didn't fall, and they get 3 coming back in a hurry.
Andre. Good. Andre the Giant.
Seiko now. On the floor again, it's the Huskies who get the loose ball. Calcaterra bounce pass to Sanogo. And it's going back to San Diego State.
I thought it was for you, Joe.
No,
That was the other night.
no.
So they are the real deal.
They are.
True heroes.
Right now, getting back into their game, attacking right there on that play, just could not convert. But
Yeah.
San Diego State, they came out, they hit their first 2 threes, and then they've been 1 of 8 since. That's not who they are. They're not a 3-point shooting team.
Yeah, the size and length has really been destructive against the Aztecs. Look at the speed of this kid.
Look at the speed of this team, moving it around as Aline tries the 3. And bouncing to the rebound as Butler. Taking it to the lane, and that's going to be a foul against Uconn. It's going to be against Aline.
I like the attack. They are not a fast-breaking team. They will, once in a while, get it out and pursue the rim, but this is not their style. They got to run their half-court sets.
But they can't get anything. I mean, maybe getting out and executing and attacking before that defense gets set is what they need to do. But in the half court, it's been all Uconn defense.
Nice. Inbounds they go. Seiko. Oh, that's not a fair matchup. Klingon didn't even have to leave his feet.
He's got to be careful, though, with those 2 fouls. A little bit of a gamble by Danny Hurley.
Down low. Caravan. Second chance, and that's swatted away. Aztecs trying to do something in the last 2 minutes of this half that's gotten away from them. Butler, that pass wasn't
Who's there?
there. Well, Klingon saw it coming.
Nice cut
Pass. Lane. Wow. How does that circle out? I was ready to drop a couple times. Seiko, catch and shoot.
Klingon again. Goodness.
Jackson out and going.
Oh, he walked out.
He sure did.
He had options there. Wasn't sure if he should give it to Calcaterra.
But did you see Klingon? I mean, his defensive instincts. First on that block, he kind of saved his teammate, helped him out on that block. And then that steal on that post-entry pass. I mean, and the way he gets up and down the court.
He's really got a guard's mentality.
And we haven't even seen his shooting.
No,
His shooting, he actually can hit that mid-range jump shot.
Absolutely.
Uconn, 7 different players with a basket. 8 have played for the Huskies. All 8 have scored in some capacity. As now Trammell.
Look at Jackson did not let Bradley get to the rim.
Johnson settled for the jumper and makes it.
Oh, that helps. Boy, give him some breathing. They need a stop or 2 at this end.
Uconn shooting 54%. They call a timeout. Set up some action here before the intermission. Huskies by 14. They've won every game by double digits. Closest anybody's been to the Hurricanes with 13.
They're an interesting team because they started the year hot, cooled down a little, had some ups, but right now they're on such a great roll. The big guy back in the game to save Klingon with the 2. They love that blur screen, and look at the bump by Sanogo. Not a good look here.
That was Johnson who was able to read it. They addressed a cut on Sanogo's hand and stopped the bleeding during that timeout.
They say Diego's got to stop the bleeding. And
there's one way to do it.
Yeah.
They've hit back-to-back 2-point jumpers. Newton working his way over to Jackson.
Well, he can get by people now. Bradley's got to be careful.
Bradley looks like he's aware of that. Gives him some room. Now the give up to Newton. Trammell hits the floor.
They ball screen at 5.
3 to shoot. Down the lane. Flips it up. Tap. No.
Look at the work of his
no. No. And now the half will expire.
Well, Uconn got what they wanted. Just couldn't convert there, Rav.
Absolutely. They are tough at the rim.
One more time.
Goodness.
My teammates.
That's the crew.
Carry that around. That will be in my house.
Well, you need some adjustments with your lifestyle. We can carry that around.
Hey, is there, for the Aztecs, is there a formula to get back in this thing? Came back from 14 down against Florida Atlantic, but this is a different bunch right here. It's been blowing people out.
I think dribble, drive, and kick, they got to get back to their game or some post-up.
Get back to playing tough basketball and playing confident.
Here's Newton coming around.
The activity of Hawkins is amazing.
All the way to the backcourt.
That is amazing. He's holding his head in the other corner.
That was an impressive miss.
He'll make up for it. Don't you know?
Boy, that's that activity.
Why take the dunk? Thought he was going to make a 3 and say, why a dunk when I'm setting myself up the whole time for a 3?
Oh, his activity is incredible. There's a little tack and a step back. That's his game.
Well, they need him because he didn't make a basket in the last 16 minutes of that first half.
He's got great strength and body control. And they're going to stir it up on this end of the floor.
And Jackson coming around the screen by Sanogo, who's not free. In. Sanogo.
I like that screen and roll out of the post right there.
Very
Two-man
unusual.
game. Very unusual.
Bradley goes down to Ncaa, who's been giving fits down at this end of the floor.
The bodying up of Sanogo, impressive.
He'll take the 3. And a long rebound ends up back into the hands of Bradley, the shooter.
And the ball movement right now, they got to get into their sets. Get this defense to shift and then attack when appropriate.
Once again, that little dribble handoff.
Jamel, he's stuck. Able to save it. Oh, right off of Jackson, off his back.
Right here, this is just an impressive play. Little dribble handoff, and how about this? A little slip at the rim. And
It's probably his easiest shot all night.
painful.
Think he might get a second chance at that before this thing's over?
Oh, they're going to run that play again. No
Yeah.
question about it.
I can see it. 7 to shoot. Jamel, nice move getting around Newton. Johnson was there to try to follow it up, but it'll stay with a fresh 30 as we go over to Trace.
Jim, Brian Dutcher extremely positive coming out of the locker room. He said they're getting good looks. They are just not going down. He was disappointed, though, in their bench points. 0 bench points in that first half. As the players ran out of the locker room, they were all screaming 6 by 10, 6 by 10. They feel if they can get it to 6 at the 10-minute mark, they will be fine.
The timeout called. Trouble getting it inbound. It's 12 though right now. Now the Huskies, they've gone deep onto that bench, and they can always do that. And that was a great point that Tracy made a moment ago about the lack of production tonight from the Aztec subs. 0 for 10 in the first half from the floor. 0 points. There it is. They've averaged 26. They had 27 off the bench against the Owls on Saturday.
And that's important to this team. 9 players average between 5 and 13 points a game. It is a team effort when they're at their best.
Nice little handle defensively here If I knew he could take it.
He's got to face him up. He can't back down Sanogo.
Nice hands. Under 10.
Trammell coming in with the trees. And he got fouled.
He's the one guy that can get in the lane and be creative.
But Raph, a couple of possessions right there. Trammell getting downhill, drawing the foul. We saw the first possession for San Diego State. We saw Bradley taking Jackson off the bounce. They're not on their heels like they were in the first half. They're in better attack mode, getting back to who they are on the offensive end.
2 shots for the underdog, self-anointed underdog. Says that he's always had people who doubted him, doubted his ability. That's where we got the idea to talk about a dreamer tonight coming into the championship game. Coming out of Marin City, right across the Golden Gate Bridge. Father's a chef. See if they can put together the right recipe here tonight for a little comeback.
And he is a good defender, can get after you.
Quick hands, too.
Very tough. They're really standing this trip. There they go. That's his spot.
Oh, boy.
That slot jumper. He can percolate.
4-3 of the game for Uconn. They've made at least 9 in every tournament game so far.
He's been on the jump.
There's a 3 coming back. Mitchell with a nice rebound.
Sanogo, I think. It's a pretty good activity to get this.
Rav, their offense, so much movement. It's like it gains energy as they go further in the clock, creating open opportunities, taking advantage of the confusion defensively.
I guess you could say that splashed for Caravan, who grew up a swimmer. He competed in all these New England competitions.
Who was his idol?
His idol growing up was not a basketball player, it was Michael Phelps. Who else? That series about basketball not that long ago. Here is Johnson.
And look at the help, too.
There he is.
By Sanogo. Look at him running the floor to big. He's got that early duck in.
You missed him.
I think Danny told him to slow down. The early tradition. Great coaches.
Now Jackson, he's going to work off that Sanogo screen. They got a foul call against SDSU. What they've done, there's Bobby, his brother, the coach at Arizona State. His dad's Bob in the foreground. Caravan shooting again. Not this time.
Again, not a fast-breaking team. Of course, Bobby Hurley made Grant Hill. Goodness, without him, he wouldn't be here.
Big pass, wrap around, and they got another whistle.
Push underneath.
Once again, attack mode off the bounce. Trammell, one of the guys that can get to the paint. He's a little guy, but he has good vision there. And
Good call.
There's a Graves the right call. But they're not settling right now in the first half. 11 three-point attempts for San Diego State. That's not their game. They're not a high-volume three-point shooting team.
Yeah, Trammell's fun to watch, too. First conference title at Seattle when he was up there.
Here's Keyshawn Johnson to shoot one more. The senior out of Oakland who's going to graduate in May, inspired by his brother Kenneth, who was a victim of gun violence, shot 14 times and survived. This was back in 2011. And his brother just yesterday won the national wheelchair championship with his team, the Golden State Warriors. Golden State Road Warriors.
Yes.
Either way, they're both champions.
Yeah, well, he is so proud to rep his brother. Just yesterday in Kansas City, playing for the Road Warriors. There's Kenny.
Said he's really developing the ability to stand a little bit too, right? As I recall.
Yep. His younger brother Keyshawn just wants to be an inspiration to younger and older, he said, as he graduates with sociology and communications degree. Now,
Such a
Huskies. That's, Ncaa thought it was clean.
And once again, Jim Jackson with the pass, but the ability of Sanogo to bury people. Occasionally, he makes them disappear. And just the angle of the delivery by Jackson. Well, extraordinary.
Well, Raph, Uconn does a great job of keeping everybody lifted on that action, so there's no help in there inside. Ncaa on an island against the big fella.
Second one on Ncaa.
One of to study math, right?
Yeah, well, you know, he had, it's so interesting. Most of the kids you talk to, you know, what were you down to? Well, I was down between, say, Syracuse and Uconn. He was between France and coming to the U.S. to play basketball. He was not going to play hoops in school in France. He had an uncle here who said, come over here and take a chance on it. He's going to have a long career.
Yes, he will.
Of course, if you were making that choice, you were with the Paris, I think.
Oh, there's a block by Caravan. Minson. That's a nice save. Right back out. Butler scores.
And look at that burst. One dribble from the top of the key, attacking the glass. More of that needed from the Aztec.
Sanogo really lifts and gives opportunities to cut. Hawkins busy.
That basket a moment ago was the first layup of the night, converted by San Diego State. Had missed the first 6, and there's a foul call on the shot. Trammell whistled for that one. The inaugural Tom Jernstedt Lifetime Achievement Award awarded to Jim Delaney, the former Big Ten commissioner. You see him on the right, basketball player at North Carolina way back in the day, and also posthumously honoring Dave Gavitt, his son Dan, accepting for him, and C.M. Newton, his son Martin, accepting the award. It was created earlier this year to honor one of the best, to exemplify the leadership and service demonstrated by Tom Jernstedt during Tom's 38-year amazing tenure at the Ncaa. All of these men made meaningful impacts on college basketball, and Jernstedt joined the Ncaa in '72, was considered by many to be the father of the Final Four. Passed away in 2020. It's so great to see all of them being recognized tonight.
Their contributions are extraordinary. Behind the scenes, low key with humility, making this game bigger and better every year.
Newton was mentioning his brother playing at Southern Illinois. I happened to run into him at halftime. And
did you say hello, friend?
I did. So we've already talked about you. So his family is a military family that lived in California, lived all over, but made their way to El Paso. He's got a cousin who you might have heard of, Aaron Jones, a great running back from Green Bay, his first cousin. Newton brothers.
Aztecs have to find a way. That dribble drive has been effective to get to the rim, just like this. That blow by and the kick.
The shot at the 3. There it is. That's Seiko.
That's his game. Catch and shoot. Oh, about the ability to get a lane touch.
And the first bench points of the night for the Aztecs.
Picks up your defense too when you can knock it down.
Newton. Come back out to Caravan. Over the top, it's tipped by Bradley, and then taken right back by Hawkins. Jackson says, I'll take that 3, and it's off the front.
Once in a while, he can knock that baby down.
Again to the corner. Newton closed fast to prevent the shot.
He got an offensive foul.
Yeah. You said it best, Raph. Attack and the help coming from the weak side. Seiko, a capable shooter, not a guy who aggressively hunts his shot, but he needs to step up and did right there. But once again, off the bounce, getting into the paint, making things happen on the offensive end, working for the Aztecs.
Well, the next time down the floor after hitting the 3, he's called for an offensive foul, his second.
A little more activity with the screens, rescreen. Look at the dunk in here.
Sanogo doubled up and trapped. Aline able to get it back outside.
He's open.
Look at that pass.
And a foul on Ncaa, his 3rd.
Jim Jackson is so good getting to the spot and then the delivery.
The anatomy of a comeback when you talk about the win over the Owls. And this is about the point in the game it was on Saturday. Down 14, they only gave up 16 the rest of the way. 5 field goals and 4-6 turnovers. They did it with defense.
Tell you what, they're having trouble with Sanogo, who just buries people, and then Jackson, who cut to the top with a gorgeous dump down.
And Sanogo was open in there for a while. I mean, Jackson with that beautiful pass, but the activity, the movement, you can't help, particularly with that post-entry pass from up top, that high-low action, unguardable.
You know, guys, we were rattling off some of the 3s playing the small forward position in Uconn history, and the great ones You mentioned Rip Hamilton, Ray Allen, all those guys. Well, how about some of the centers we've seen during this incredible run that started with a championship in '99? You got Houston's very own Emeka Okafor, who was raised here in the city. Jake Bosco was raised outside west of here in Katy. Hashim Thabit. Now they got two guys here that make quite a presence down low. Sanogo and Klingon. Been part of the fabric of these championship teams is Seiko.
And they're making him put it on the deck. They know he can shoot. But Jackson, the matchup here with Butler.
Butler takes it.
Got it.
Look good from this angle. It was on line.
That's Jackson right there, though. Incredible defender. That little snake dribble.
Good block out.
Sure was.
Ladie.
Butler.
Maybe Ladie can give him a little spark off the bench. He hasn't scored so far. Here's Butler. No whistle.
Stood him up. Right to the rim goes Sanogo.
Caravan driving in.
Oh, he just was
Versatile.
decided to just attack, didn't he?
But he can beat you in so many ways. From three, off the bounce. Kind of plays within himself, so smart.
And look who's ahead of him, by the way. Did you see Sanogo?
Oh, he set the screen.
The
Couldn't.
rim, yeah.
Screening the help. Ryan Dutcher not pleased with that call on both ends. He thought Butler got fouled on the other end as he was attacking the glass.
And I think it goes back to the offensive foul call on Seiko. Trip before that.
Not shooting, they're going to say. Klingon. Boy, count your blessings, right? Sanogo goes out. You get Klingon coming in.
Well, let's see, too, if San Diego State can now continue to get to the rim like they've had success with Klingon back in the game.
It'll be a 1-and-1, 17 fouls now on the Aztecs, just 7 minutes into the second half. So they could be living at the line here for a better part of the remainder. That one rattles out.
They got to move Klingon around, I think. Ladie's got to get away from the rim with him so they can do some damage. He's going to have some drop D.
Here is Ladie over Klingon. Oh, that makes it so tough.
He does, and the a silly foul by Ladie. But that spin, Ladie over the years can turn and charge too. How about the footwork of Klingon?
Well, great footwork right there, but I think Ladie, you face him up, you got to just pull up and shoot it. You back him down. You're playing now to Klingon's advantage. On the perimeter, we saw him hit that jump shot the other day, and Ryan Dutcher says he can hit that mid-range jump shot. Maybe he'll have to settle for that against Klingon head-to-head.
1-and-1 for Newton.
Boy, a long way to go shooting 1-and-1 too, Grant. Goodness. Almost 13 minutes.
You ever seen a more superstitious head coach than Dan Hurley?
No.
I mean, he was excited about the name of their hotel because it sounded like his old gym.
White Eagle Hall, right?
Yeah.
Eagle Hall.
There's a great story about George Blaney and his impact on his life.
Oh, just his wife Andrea, George Blaney. Of course, he started with PJ Carlissimo at Seton Hall, but he really wanted to be able to acknowledge who brought him peace, because he admits that basketball was just a central figure in his life by the age of 5, and he collapsed to the weight of it with all the success of his brother and his father and his sister Catherine Waters.
He's in a great place now, though. Nice challenge.
One block. Sister Catherine Waters was the one who really helped get things going for him.
And he was emotional mentioning her name, wasn't he?
More than emotional.
And by the way, Hudson County, where I'm from, in New Jersey, Freddie Shable was the Uconn coach. Of course, George Blaney was an interim coach. Dan Hurley, it's amazing their contribution to the Husky program. And speaking of, in the tradition of great coaches of Seton Hall,
Maybe the greatest.
One of the great guys, that's for sure.
The only X-rated radio broadcast in history.
1989 finalist took Seton Hall and lost to Steve Fisher's Michigan team in Seattle for the title.
Which he had coached Danny as well.
Here's Ladie over Klingon. Boy, he just can't get a shot off with him standing there.
And he got the body, though. Got a piece of it. And he does go in at him, but this is the third foul. He definitely had the hand down.
He did a good job of really throwing his arms into Klingon's arms right there and drawing that foul, but I just don't like that move for him down low. stay on the perimeter and knock down that jump shot.
A local kid, right? Jim Ohio State first and then TCU.
But went to a very prestigious school here in Houston called the Kincaid School, where he was first team All-State 4 consecutive years at Kincaid. He'll shoot one more.
He had a big second half against Florida Atlantic on Saturday. Certainly his team needs him to do the same here.
Ncaa on the floor energizes this team. A lot of handlers on the perimeter, plus Klingon. 4 around 1, really. Shuffle cut, ball screen, and then the dive.
Aline got into the paint. Oh, that almost went down. But we'll have more free throws on the other side here, fellas.
Yeah, frozen with that little dribble, Klingon at the rim, sucked into D. Hurley got him going.
We're at only 8 minutes in.
11 total fouls in the first half, 14 already. Amazing.
Well, you wonder, too, if that's a result of Brian Dutcher getting his team, imploring his team at halftime to play a little tougher, be a little bit more disruptive, but you want to try to be smart with that activity on the defensive end and not give away free baskets.
So the lead was 12 at halftime. It's up to 15 now.
Big guy stringing it out. He's got 3. He's got to be careful.
7 to shoot. Butler's going to come in. Slipping. Gets it out to Ledee. It's a
That's
jumper.
what you said. He can make that.
And what it does, it pulls Klingon out now. Klingon's instincts are going to be the one to help on dribble penetration, and got to step up and knock down that shot with confidence.
Got to get Hawkins moving again. They left that little short corner.
Able to get it to Klingon.
Let's go up big.
And no stopping that.
Keep the
Keeps
ball
it
up. Yeah.
He does a great job. So fundamentally sound.
Mel tries to fade away. And there's
A rope, I think,
able to get it back out. Here's a 3. Good shot by Butler.
That's the same spot he hit the first basket of the night on the other side for San Diego State. So second chance points. Kind of how they got back in the game Saturday night.
Got to stay tough on this defensive end. Got to be careful on that push off.
Alcantara now. Goes to Jackson.
That's not what they want.
Live with that if you're at Aztec.
Exactly.
Here's another 3. And it's Jackson underneath.
I made up for it, though, with a great check out on the rope.
The score, 53-41, was the final score here in 2011 when UConn beat Butler.
It's magical.
He knows it all.
That's on the top of his head. You can't play golf with
You know
it.
what? After tonight, I've got nowhere to dispense with that. Here's Calcaterra.
Well, you can call us next year and dispense whatever you want. We'll take it. Mr. Energy, Joey, California, drilling it.
His dad's here in the Bay Area, and he is celebrating that shot by his son. Proud father. Here's Ledee getting another shot to go.
Oh, they're going to ride that. Why not? String some stops together, the Aztecs. Hawkins has not been in motion as much. I think he's a little bit fatigued.
Alcantara's going to take it in.
Loves the floater.
And the run just a little too
Look
strong.
at this kid.
Klingon got hands in there. The tap out comes back to Calcaterra, who launches back to the rim. Aline, all these opportunities, and finally it's the Aztecs.
Oh, you got to bring it back out on that shot. Run some time, get a good one.
Little mismatch here. Ledee flips it, and he has that one softly dropped.
And right now, Ledee really giving them some offense here, some life. But if you said it best, they got to get some stops on this end, San Diego State.
And Trammell was the guy that set that up. Quick timeout. This team doesn't go away, Jim.
Well, we told you what Brian Dutcher said. He said this team is unafraid and fearless.
And this guy is the same. Relentless. Some nylon from team Joey C. Stringing it up.
chance of some iffy weather by the weekend. It could be in the 50s.
So you will not be wearing your white shoes, I guess.
Yeah, I wear those all the time.
Caravan in, Jim. And they've got their starting lineup right now.
Yep.
Sunoco time, maybe.
Hawkins.
Short. Pull the string.
On the floor.
Sunoco just gives you effort. I know it's off of him.
Missed opportunity there for Hawkins.
Yeah.
Great execution. Got a shot that he wanted. And getting on the ground here, understanding what's at stake. And Sunoco.
We're coming close to 8 minutes. They have not gotten it to single digits. Not gotten it under 10 in the second half.
I would use Ladie, even though Sunoco's on him now. Different match. But this kid's done a great job. Trammell getting to the lane.
Here's Johnson. That's a three, and it's down to 8. They got the single digits.
Big
Caravan
shot, right? The Caravan didn't close out right
exactly. No hand up. Right now, you got to find out what you're like, too. Who wants the shot? Nice denial.
Trammell takes it away. Coming in and laying it in for 2 more. And we got a ball game with 7.5 to go.
When he slow it down, lose the...
Slow down, run your sets, and get the ball inside of Sunoco.
I thought he might call the time, wants the media timeout.
You saw him going crazy at the Viejas Arena where they sold out over 12,000 every game this season. Here's Newton. Rattles out. Tap, yes.
Even prettier.
How about that? Whew. You've got to put a body on him, and good luck as well.
That ended a 9-0 run for the Aztecs. That put that tap in.
Yeah, but Dan Hurley's confidence in his team, too. Nice pocket pass.
And Johnson is fouled on the way up in the act of shooting.
Sunoco.
Woo. They are tough. Those are your top 3. San Diego State. And there's back the head coach. The Houston Cougars have resided at #1 in the country for 7 weeks this season. The great Kelvin Sampson.
What a job he's done at your alma mater, Houston. Final Four a couple years ago.
Very proud of the program. Job that Kelvin has brought to the Cougars, who head to the Big 12 this fall. One more coming at the line for Johnson.
You know, San Diego State, they like to cross on that free throw, expecting a miss. So good at securing offensive rebounds off the free throw.
Bradley really good at it, too. Sticks that shoulder in. This is what I would do. Let Jackson bring it up against Bradley.
They got to run their stuff. They got to get back to running their action.
And running it, too, like speed.
With pace.
Yeah.
Caravan.
They got a little grab on the cut.
Danny Hurley.
Called on Parrish. That's now going to be 2 the rest of the way. Double bonus. 3rd foul on Parrish. And maybe he can perk up a little bit on the offensive end. He has not scored. Gives him usually 8 a game.
And he hunts shots, too. Effective from deep, mid-range. And this could get Hawkins going again, too. A little confidence flowing.
We asked him what brought him to Uconn, and he said he had a good vibe with Coach Hurley. He said, you come here, we can do special things here with you. That's what he told him when they walked him through the facility, and they had the videos of all the championships, and this young man dreamed of one day being a part of the next video that is updated.
I'll tell you, he is special with the speed going into his shot. Maybe the best in all of college basketball.
I would agree with you. I just love how he gets organized. Nice blow by.
Round Hawkins, and no whistle.
Oh, that was close, to goodness. But the arm came down, didn't it?
There. It looked like it. Gene, did you see contact there?
You know what? To me, guys, it looks like he just jumps back, and I think he splits both defenders without any contact.
He was trying to draw the contact.
Here.
Great
Exactly.
hands.
Look at Butler. Butler able to lay it in. He knew Newton was right around him.
Well, that's why I would not have Newton bring the ball up. I would have others. Aline's out there. Hawkins. And when Jackson was in there, let him do it. This kid is so tough on the ball, or both of them. Look at the duck in. Well, Sunoco was there. He was paying rent.
It's Newton. Pulled down. Ledee coming up with some monster minutes in this second half.
A tough match, I think, for Alex inside. Caravan.
The seal.
Oh, what a duck in.
Johnson fouled. Almost had the three-point opportunity.
That's the play we've been talking about for 2 days.
Great hands right there. Butler finishing at the rim. The previous possession, he tried to initiate contact and actually avoided the contact, but right there, made up for that missed opportunity, getting the easy two. That's right, that dribble handoff, coming off that, the weak side big, they're so good at sealing. To your point, they haven't done that much tonight. Johnson taking advantage there.
We talked about the Hurley family. Dan, the son of a coach, and there is Brian Dutcher's father, Jim Dutcher, head coach at the University of Minnesota. He wasn't here on Saturday. Had a snowstorm. Had a hard time making his way here. Boy, is he proud to see what his son.
I'll tell you, he looks great too. But I think I'd look good if I had George Gervin or McHale over the course of time. Michael Thompson, Flip, Saunders.
As close as this game has been since it was 16-12. And we got 5 minutes to go for the title. Here's Hawkins. That's huge.
How about that? The way he uses the screen and get the puppies organized in a flash.
Oh, that pass almost got away. Save, tiptoe save. Too high on the save it was.
Oh, nice play defensively.
Boy,
So good.
Made up for that bad pass.
So good.
His third steal.
Again, that little Duncan mismatch here.
Pulled down by Bradley. Desperate times for the Aztecs to convert every time down the floor.
Good defense.
Really good by Sunoco. Oh, did he stand them up?
Active hands, physicality, textbook.
Being tested right now by a gutsy team. Nice gamble again.
Almost a fourth steal for Trammell. As now Sunoco.
A good knock called into reach by Caravan. Small change, not a good one.
At the under 4 here, boys. It was 5, it's back up to 8, but this thing still in the balance. Well, he was going to study math in Paris, but he knows how to put up numbers over here in the States. That was a missed opportunity there with Johnson at the line.
See, I like this now. Don't have Newton bring it up. They've really been doing a good job right now. Little nickel dimer by Seiko.
We got Tracy with an update.
Brian Dutcher during that timeout moved the ball, passed the ball, continued to fight. As for Danny Hurley, he said no more turnovers and we win a national championship.
And that was a tough break right there for San Diego State. All of those fouls early, getting into the bonus. Right there, Seiko fouling 40 feet from the basket. And
that's number 3 for him, too.
Got them both. Newton with 15 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists.
And you can shoot at 80%. You want him on the line. A little run out. Mensah not been on the floor with the D playing so well. Got to force Seiko to put it on the floor. Good D, make him use clock.
Butler.
Nice rebound.
Newton coming in.
Pretty.
Well, he came flying in for that one.
He does a lot of nice things. Gets 4 rebounds a game for this club as well.
He's got 9 tonight. He's 1 rebound away from a double-double.
As well as 4 assists a game.
He's had a couple of triple-doubles this year.
Yep.
Under 3 to go. Find an opening. Scores fires again, taken over.
This kid, he's the one matchup that I thought would be difficult. Tough to contain.
Ooh, almost a turnover there.
Bradley. Rebound. Fernando now has his double-double.
And 2 contested three-point attempts by San Diego State, getting away from what got him back in the game.
Bradley 0 for 4 from 3 tonight.
They used as much clock, under 10 before they get in motion.
High screen and roll, him to Sanogo, that's been working.
And watch Hawkins too. Oh wow. Goodness.
Wow.
Look who rebounds.
Well, that's why. Part of the pass.
They got a foul underneath on the floor. Yeah.
That was some shot.
Well, there was a switch right there, so obviously Sanogo had Bradley on him, but it's almost like you said, just throw it up there and let the big guy go get it.
What a jack. That's a head shaker.
Oh, man.
Danny Hurler to Luke Murray. His assistant, I think, probably had the scout, judging by his participation.
His family watched on the internet in Mali on Saturday night at 2:30 in the morning, in the middle of the night. They're doing the same thing right now.
A gentle big guy. The Patrick School. Jersey?
Yeah, after again, an uncle who was residing in California said, we could make some calls, maybe find you a place to come over before college and pursue this basketball thing. Never forget how he opened up Saturday's game and knocked down 2 threes in the first 3 minutes.
I think he enjoyed that more than anything. Yeah. Got to go quick. For a team that's not used to going quick. Contested, tough shot. This kid,
What a
time, big, Jim, absolutely big time taker.
Ends a 9-0 run by the Huskies. That jumper by Trammell. All the championships, 3 by Calhoun, 1 by Ollie, and can Hurley get his tonight in Houston? Under 2 minutes to go, and San Diego State has only 1 timeout remaining. You saw Uconn a bunch this year, Bill. Did you have the idea that this looked like a national championship team?
I did early, and in the middle, I sort of bailed out. But it
sounds like the guy we know.
But all of a sudden, they put it together. I think the offense has perked up. I think the defensive rebounding has been their strong suit.
And Raph, do you think that adversity mid-season has helped this team?
No question. No question. I think it's also helped Dan's demeanor on the sideline, the way they're playing of late.
Caravan running the baseline out of the timeout.
Little 2-2-1. Got to go over the top.
So tough with 4 ball handlers on the floor right now for Uconn.
Nice pass.
Inside they go to Hawkins.
Good call too, Grant.
That was textbook. Butler. Back out to him. Bradley. Able to draw the foul there by Jackson.
You said it best, textbook to attack that pressure. Really just one pass, another pass, easy layup. Great communication awareness. And so connected out there on this floor, and certainly back
in Campbell Pavilion.
Oh, excited.
Great building too.
Good Dan. Still coaching.
He is an amazing guy. Did it at Wagner, Rhode Island.
Run into the 1-on-1 right there, converted.
And what a great addition to the Big East Conference as well.
St. Benedict as well.
Yeah, that's where he said that Father Edwin thought so highly of him, gave him that opportunity.
All of these people we mentioned. Of course, his own father, his wife, George Blaney we mentioned, his brother, his big bro, Sister Catherine. He says, I cry a lot because I think of a lot of people.
A very emotional, caring young man.
And I think it could be a tearful trophy presentation just based on what we've seen, even going back to a Zoom call we had with him last week.
He was talking about it, and Andre Jackson almost got emotional, Jim.
He did get emotional. saying what a great leader, but even a greater person he is.
Brilliant mind.
They can feel it now.
Yeah, the house can feel it as well.
Think about what they've done now. They're on their way to a 5th title since '99. I can remember when this team, this program, won a Big East tournament in the Garden around 1990, and it was such a massive achievement. They'd never done anything.
Right.
You know, and then 9 years later, they're in the Final Four. Now they're here for the 6th time.
Was that the Ray Allen layup that you were thinking of? Is that the one?
No, well, no, that was like
yeah.
John Gwynn and that.
Oh, yeah.
that group
right.
back when.
And I think what they've done, the potentially 5 championships here, they close it up here this last minute 20 in such a short period of time.
It's the thing. They've got more titles since '99 than any other program in the country. It's going to be their 5th. They already had that best since '99. And giving them 5 overall is going to tie them with the likes of Indiana and Duke on that list, behind only UCLA, Kentucky, and Carolina.
They're right now in total control and give another foul, and they can feel it.
They're going to have another double-digit win the way this is going.
Pretty impressive, huh?
I mean, the last team who went through the tournament and won every game by 10 plus was Villanova in 2018. And I remember North Carolina, Roy Williams' team in 2009 did the same thing, winning the championship in Detroit.
What's impressive is this is probably their toughest game here tonight, their closest game. And they had to grind it out. Hawkins hit a big 3 as San Diego State was getting back into it, but so many weapons, so well coached.
I think that Jim's point when he asked if I knew they were there, I think the offense has really, you know, the defense and the rebound, but the offense now, so many options, so many people who can make plays and unselfish. Oh, he's all excited. He gave the fist. He gave the fist pump. He's going to hold it, not shoot. The man has arrived nationally.
Oh, has he ever?
With this program.
And Jackson. A foul call as he took the shot with a fraction of a second to go on the shot clock. No, they've arrived.
The timeout now by Brian Dutcher.
You wouldn't think you'd have to kind of like recreate, renovate, restore the program with all the success we just talked about, but it wasn't in great shape when Dan first got the job.
No, and what it's done, I think, moving into this Big East Conference, I think the recruiting level has stepped up, and obviously the competition in the league has forced them to become a terrific basketball program.
And you see that clip that Dan Hurley had a few years ago, and he said, "We're coming." We are coming as a program. We're on our way back, and prophetic in a way.
That was in 2020.
Yeah.
Just get us now if you can.
I think it was after the Villanova game, wasn't it?
It's not going to be like this all the time. You think about, they come through the West again. That's another odd thing, that 3 of their 4 previous national titles, they had been the champion out of the West Regional, and they were again this year.
I think Georgetown won in the West. I think Seton Hall got to the final from the West.
In '89.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's been good to this program is the state of Texas.
Yeah.
They've already won titles in '04 in San Antonio. They won in Houston, in this building, in '11. They won in Dallas in 2014. There's going to be 4 out of 5 championships that have been won in the Lone Star State.
And I think you mentioned Newton had a double-double. I know one of the guys in the booth here alongside his grand is going to have a double-double later. What a career. God bless you, kid.
Yes, indeed.
We're all going to miss you.
Bless you, my friend.
I think all these college kids. And the recognition the other night was so fitting.
Well, I love you, but this is their moment. And I want to enjoy all of this, what Dan Hurley and this Husky team has been building up to since October the 15th.
And knowing PJ's probably crying already. His affection for Seton Hall and the program, and Danny.
thinking of crying too. Bob Hurley, Sr., the legacy that he has started basketball-wise, having his sons coaching, and Dan, who, as we talked about, had a tough road.
Luke Hug and these guys have done some job with this program. Kamani Young, who thinks is ready for the next step.
By the way, they've already announced to us internally that Adamo Sanogo has been named the most outstanding player. Kind of expected that, but we don't normally hear it this soon.
He was dominant this entire tournament, every game.
You know, as good as he was and others, they don't win without Jackson.
I agree.
He's just the heart and soul of this program.
They run it out, and it's in the hands of the coach's son.
How about that? Is that appropriate?
Don't you know, just someday he'll be a coach of his own program. This is becoming a family dynasty, if you will.
And Dutch, what a year he's had too.
Hurley and the Huskies have their dreams come true.